stream.
Hello. How's it going, everyone? Clearly I'm still not ready to start streaming. But, yeah. How's it going, everyone? Happy Tuesday night. Hope you're all doing well. So I'm still trying to figure out something here, because I'm not sure if everything looks how I want it to look. Let me just make sure. So Twitch should be running, I believe. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, everybody. Okay, so as far as I know, Twitch should be running, okay? But for some reason, YouTube doesn't look right. So I just want to make sure that YouTube is running okay. Okay, give me one moment. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm gonna temporarily take the stream down for just a moment while I try to adjust the setting, and I'll be right back up. So sit tight if you're watching on YouTube. If you're on Twitch, nothing's gonna happen right now. actually change the I'll just have to figure this out another time. Let me just say that I'm streaming and we can go ahead and get started. Sorry for the delay, everyone. So I don't know why it's using that open now. It's weird. It's probably the best I could do for now. Because I'm not trying to spend this whole stream trying to troubleshoot. Alright. Sorry about the delay. Hey, what's the word, everyone? Hope y'all are doing well. We will get the stream kicked off in just a moment. We're gonna play a little bit of Sonic Frontiers. Specifically, there's one thing in Sonic Frontiers that I've been meaning to accomplish for a long time, which is if you've played Sonic Frontiers and you know Act 1, 2, trying to S-rank it, I'm gonna try to do that. So that's something I've been wanting to do for a long time. Figured I'd want to do it tonight. I've actually streamed my attempts at doing that before, but I think now I got it. So we're gonna do that. Hopefully you get that, and then we're gonna try a thing tonight called Training Room Ramble. I will get more into detail as to what that entails when we get to it. So, like we do at every stream, I like to pray before we get started. So I'm going to pray really quickly, but if there is anything that I can be praying for, feel free to let me know down below in the chat, or you can also feel free to share in other ways. I have a Discord, which I will link. I think it should have popped up. Double check. Okay, cool. So I have a Discord with a prayer request channel if you want to leave a thing there. You can also feel free to send me a DM on Twitter, even though I don't check Twitter as much lately nowadays as somewhere else I can also check. Yeah, feel free to shoot me a prayer request however you would like. But all that being said, I'm just gonna go ahead and we'll start praying. So please bow with me. The music's still playing? Yeah, it is. So okay. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this night. Thank you for the opportunity to be able to stream here on YouTube and on Twitch. I pray that everything goes well, that there's no technical difficulties and everything, and if anything does happen, that we are just able to get it resolved. And at the end of the day, amen. If things don't work out, as long as you know your words being preached and you're being known, that's all I really ask for at the end of the day. For anyone that is watching, I pray that they have a blessed night, that everything's going well with them, that they can just chill, hang out, and yeah, I pray that this stream goes well and glorifies you. I love you, Lord. In your Son Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Amen. Thank you for praying for those that prayed. And now we're going to play Sonic Frontiers. Try to beat that. Try to S rank. It's been so long since I played Sonic Frontiers. I forgot what the gates are called. But in any case, we're gonna do that. So let's go ahead and do that. I guess. Oh wait. So y'all give me a sec here. Okay. I think that should have changed now. Oh, what's up, CJ? How's it going? Okay, let me switch back to the game. Oh, the game was louder than me. Okay. Then, actually, hold on, let me go back to the game so I can see. And my audio settings are. Hold on. How's it going, CJ? Yeah, I can see the audio levels are way too loud. It's probably drastic. Let me see. Okay. Ooh. Is that too low? How does this sound? Because now I'm not sure if this is too low. Might bump it up just a little bit, not too much. Okay. I hope this is a little bit better now. But alright, let's try this. Okay. I'm not getting any signal from Twitch. Am I still online? Hold on. Am I still online? Just want to make sure. Okay. As long as the stream's still going. Because for some reason I'm having a hard time telling if I'm still live or not. And we got a bot. Okay, one sec. Okay, that takes care of that. Okay, now we'll finally get into the game. Oh man, sorry about the wait. Okay, wait. Great start. Okay, so from what I understand, you want to go for the lower path. Okay. I just want to confirm that. So I'm like nervous if like this is working or not. Okay, so YouTube seems to be working. Twitch, however, seems to be giving me issues. Hoping. Oh my gosh. Alright, let's try this again. I probably should not have done that. I'm gonna try to do this without looking it up. I looked it up a long time ago, but I don't exactly remember the route. What I do remember is that you don't want to hit the spring. What was that? was that? I lost all my speed. Maybe I just stay in the bottom. Why did I jump? Force of habit. Force of habit, because I always went for that upper path. Could have saved some time by making that jump. I've seen it. Dang it. That was not what I wanted. I was aiming for the pulley. Now when I hit the spring. Not what I wanted. Let's go. Okay, I can still make this possibly. Wait, can I? Wait, was that it? Please tell me that was it. Dude, I can't tell you how many times I've tried to go for this. Even before I did a separate stream where I did so many attempts. I did so many attempts to try to do this. And I finally did it. Dude. I'm happy. Thank you, CJ. Thank you. It is fun to S rank. The funny thing about this is that this is only the second special stage of the game. Like literally, this is still the beginning of the game. I've replayed this game. Like this is my second time going through the game. Well, okay, so I'm replaying the game again, but this time I'm trying to go for S ranks for the special stages, and this is literally the second special stage in the game, and they give you such a tight window to try the S rank because the S rank is determined by times. See if I can. Yeah. So, score ranks in this game are determined by time. So the faster you beat a stage, the higher your rank is. In this game, for whatever reason, they made it so hard to get an S rank on just the second special stage. I have no clue why. It drives me insane. It drives me insane because they absolutely did not need to make it as hard as they did, and they just did. Why? I have no clue. Yeah, I was certain that this would have taken longer to do than it only did. Because it took me forever just trying to get an... It was hard enough for me to try to get an A rank last time. And I was just like getting nowhere close to getting the S rank. Like I was getting like maybe a millisecond better, but like I needed to shave off like 3 seconds. I think it was like 2 to 3 seconds I needed to shave to get the S rank. And I tried so many times to do that, and I just could not get it to work. And now, I mean, I still took a few tries, but I was able to do it mainly because I changed my route to go. By the way, your mic is double and headset's on. Wait, seriously? I'm having all sorts of technical difficulties tonight. So weird. It's not picking up my headset, is it? Hope it's not. Okay. Okay. Man, really sorry that I'm having all sorts of technical difficulties tonight. Hoping to get things more ironed out next time. Cool. Okay, wasn't that noticeable? Okay, cool. Appreciate you letting me know. So this is like the main thing that I wanted to do in Sonic Frontiers was to try to get this S rank, because this was such a I was having so much trouble trying to get it last time, and I was assuming that was also gonna take me a long time, but managed to do it very quickly. Cool. I guess I'll move on to the second part of the stream already. There's an echo. Okay. Cool. How's it going, Niche Game Corner? Glad to see you. This is Sonic Frontiers. And I'm actually going to be changing games, but I need to figure out what is causing. What's causing this echo. Wait. Could it be? Hold on, so let me play this. Wait, will it allow me to? No, it doesn't. It just pauses. I want to try to compare, have the game running while I do some stuff, but it pauses every time I go off the game. That's a bummer. Well, let me see if I can do what I was going to do anyway. Yeah, Sonic Frontiers is fun. I think it's fun. It's pretty janky, all things considered, but I think it's a lot of fun. Okay, so what is causing the double audio? The echo could possibly be mic monitoring. That could possibly be mic monitoring your headset being too high. That was the same for me once. Um, it's weird because I don't remember changing a setting like that before. Alright, so okay, so there's no monitoring on right now. Let me try this. Again, apologies for all the technical difficulties I'm having tonight. This is honestly why I need to stream more often so I can iron out these things more quickly. So, is it picking up? I wonder. No, I don't think these are. No, I don't think it would have been picking up on that. Like the mic receives your voice and also receives your voice again from the headphones. Let me try something. Oh my gosh, there's way too many cables. This. Okay. Let me hop back in the game. Okay. Okay. Did that pause? Hold on. Is my mic even working right now? My mic on? Okay, my mic's on. Okay. Am I still having double audio? Also, Zell, how's it going, dude? Things are going well. For the most part, having double audio, I still hear an echo. Oi. Oi, oi, oi. Oi, oi, oi. What is causing the double audio to come through? I read what's good. We're playing Tay's voice. That's funny. Okay. There has to be some audio setting that got changed all of a sudden. Wait a sec. Hold on. This is... That's inputs, output. No, that should... Yeah, I'm using OBS. Use a combination of OBS and voice meter to separate my audio. And I guess I have no clue what's causing the double audio. So I'm trying to figure out what's happening. I don't see anything particularly out of the ordinary in OBS. Oh, that's fine. No monitoring. Could be two mics or speaker. Can you pick up the mic? That's what I thought was, because I have a... So I was initially using an audio splitter. This is a fun stream. This is a fun stream. Just troubleshooting stuff as opposed to actually streaming what I'm supposed to do. But I was initially using a my audio splitter, which I have one going to my headphones and another one for just a pair of earbuds. I was wondering if that was like picking up, if my earbuds was getting picked up or whatever. So then I just disconnected it and plugged my headphones that I'm wearing directly into my PC, thinking if that would solve the... Thinking my other headphones was picking up my microphone or whatever, but no, it seems like that's still causing an echo. So am I going through... Streaming is so weird. That's why I quit. Yo, I don't blame, man. Now I'm starting to remember why I focus more on doing YouTube than streaming. Because trying to figure out stuff on stream is not as fun as trying to figure out stuff with video editing. I've never used OBS. Nah, dude, Niche, you are a huge help. I'm just kind of lost as to what to do. But no, Niche and CJ, thank you guys for your help. Man, I just wish I knew. Hold on. No, that's okay. Hold on a second. Is there? Oh, darn it! I thought. Okay, so I thought for a sec there that I had the live stream open on a separate browser or on a separate window or something. Because that has happened before, but no, I wish that was the case. I wish that was the case, but yeah, the only other thing that's open on a separate window is muted. Yeah, it's muted. So that's not it. No. That's not either. Do you have a headset mic and a desktop mic? So I'm mainly using my desktop mic. So this is what I'm using. I think this has a. I don't think these headphones have a microphone attachment, as far as I know. No, that's just trying to think what is also picking up. Maybe it's picking up both. Mm. See some words might be gone. Do you guys hear anything now? I mean, right now my headphones aren't plugged in or anything, but is there still an echo? Not gone. Well, that makes it even weirder. Because now I have no audio, or like no headphones plugged in. That makes things even weirder. Let's see. I guess it is something with either OBS or everything you were sending audio to. Okay, let's try this. Okay. What about now? Am I still getting an echo? Echo, echo, echo. Echo, echo, echo. Let's see. Still echo. Hmm. Well. Yeah. I don't know what to do. Hey, no problem, niche game. Thank you so much for thank you for sticking around. Sorry, this was not how I was planning to spend this night. But thank you so much for sticking around, for your help. Um, hopefully I'll have things ironed out next time. Hope. Take care. Hope you have a great night. See if this is better. I'm running out of options here. Alright, so I'm gonna try this again. So check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I gotta figure it out what it is like picking up. No, there's like still doubled. Maybe OBS is picking up both. Ideas. Yeah, I'm absolutely stumped. If I look at my audio mixer, I'm not seeing anything else that's picking up my audio. Um, Alright. Let me see if that did anything. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. Check, check. Check, check. Is this still up? Check. I need... Hold on. Wait a second here. Nope. I thought I had it, but that wasn't it. And it's disappointing. Okay. I'm gonna take a short break. I'm gonna take a short break. I need to stand up, get some water, and clear my head. maybe if I stand up, I'll suddenly figure out what's going wrong. So I'm gonna take a brief break and see if I can come up with any ideas. And if I still got nothing, yeah, I might have to do I might just have to do the second half of the stream that I planned another time. Be right back. Okay. I might be onto something. Sort of. Anyway. I don't know if you're still here, Zoe. Peace out. Thank you for stopping by. Okay, so a weird thing. So my BRB screen does not have my audio source connected, or my mic source connected. It's just the desktop audio that was playing. For some reason, when I came in, I had my phone monitoring the stream. It could pick up my mic, even though my mic wasn't supposed to be set. Like, it's nowhere, like it's not even like on that scene at all, and yet it seems to be active. Is it like, hold on, is it like a hidden, must be like a hidden thing or something. Like a hidden, wait, is it, hold on, is it this? Hold up. get rid of this? Okay, what about now? Is there still an echo? I just got quieter. Okay, because once I found a way to unhide all my sources, I found 2 audio sources of my microphone for some reason. Think you're a single source? Did we just do it? Did we do it? I don't even know how there was even a sec. My head hurts. My head hurts so much. I don't even know why that was even a hidden thing. Okay, okay, so it really is. So hold on, so this, wait, okay, hold on. If I wait, I wonder, okay, so I have like a touch portal thing on my iPad, which is like an app version of a Stream Deck. I have a thing that's a toggle for my microphone. I'm wondering if this is also set to that hidden mic source. Let me see. So if I hit it now, I should be muted. Okay. So I think it did mute me the way I intended, but I was hoping to see if it also would have affected the second audio source, but it didn't. It just stayed muted the whole time. I'm so confused. But I think we found it. I hope. My head hurts. CJ, thank you for sticking with me. Holy cow. This just made this stream go on for way longer than I had intended. Oh my gosh. Okay. Amen. Amen. I think we're good now. So I just have, okay, so maybe I'll unhide the rest of these audio sources except that second source, just so I can keep an eye on it and make sure that it doesn't turn on again, which I didn't even realize it was hidden in the first place, and I don't even know how it turned on in the first place. But okay, we're finally getting somewhere. Yeah, I guess all these should be fine. Can I just get rid of this? There has to be a way I can just get rid of this, right? Or is it just like a default? I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out another time. Because I've been on for way too long, just trying to troubleshoot this whole thing. Okay. I need more water. Oh man. Okay. Hi, what's the word, players? I apologize for that lengthy difficulty with the double audio with the echo. It took way too long for me to figure out what was the cause. Thank you for everyone that was that stuck around to help and give suggestions. It's so funny. The only way to figure out where exactly that was coming from was I just happened to have my phone on with the stream monitored, and I noticed that my audio was still picking up even though I didn't have an audio source on my Be Right Back screen. I don't know why this was a hidden thing, but CJ, thank you so much. Zell and Niche, thank you so much for sticking around. And I'm like, whew. All right. Well, I still want to try to do the other thing that I was gonna stream. That kind of took the wind out of. I want to do it, but I'm still gonna do it even if it was not how I intended. So I guess I'll set this up. Is the music still playing? Music is still playing. I'll turn it off for now. All right, so gonna do the YouTube intro. See if I can do this in one take. Probably not. Jeez, goodness gracious, dude. I've been like holding off on getting a haircut. I really need one. I really need a haircut. Okay. Intro. Okay. Hey, what's up, players? I already forgot. There's a reason that I prefer doing this offline versus streaming. Okay, I did have an outline written here, so maybe I can use this as a guideline. Hey, what's up, players? I'm gonna try something a little bit different here. So hey, what's up, players? Gonna try something a little bit different here. Dude, how do people like the iPhone and Brian F and all these content creators just be able to do these things while streaming? Man, I have to do it like multiple takes. Okay. Hey, what's up, players? So gonna try something a little bit different here. Normally okay, you know what? I'll just record the YouTube intro on my own separate time and then just put it in here because I cannot do this. I cannot do this streaming. So I'll just talk about what the plan is, and then I'll record the YouTube intro separate. So the plan is I'm starting a series called Training Room Ramble. Working title, if I keep it or not. What it is that the thing is, there's so many things I'd love to talk about, and so many things I would love to make videos on in the style that I have the YouTube videos, in the style of the types of videos that I have been making. But the thing is, I have less time than here. I'll play some music.
But the thing is, like, I have less time than I have before to make videos, and have other priorities and working full time and yada yada yada. I really need to just like figure out a time to like be able to make the videos that I really want to make. And there's a lot of videos that I really want to make. The thing is, a lot of them take time, and I don't like doing what I have been doing for, honestly, I would say like a whole year. Because even 2024 this is happening, where I take like months, or not really months, but like a month between videos. I don't like doing that. I like to have stuff more frequent. So this is where Training Room Ramble comes into play. It's really just a time where I hop into a fighting game, hop into the training room, and while I'm practicing doing like B&Bs or practicing a combo or practicing, just practicing whatever. That's just the time where I talk about stuff. I have a list of different topics that I can talk about, just so that I'm not completely scatterbrained and just rambling all over the place. And the thought process is that it's something that I can do on a somewhat consistent basis. If I can split these up into videos, that's something that can be out on a consistent basis in between the time it takes me to make the longer form videos that I would like to make. And also it helps because it means I can talk about stuff that maybe I don't know if I can make a full video on, or maybe I can talk about something that I can expand upon into a full video or whatever. So it's really just a way for me to just talk about stuff, because there's so many things I'd love to talk about, and I don't know, something that just hit me pretty hard, or I guess something that's really gotten to me was after coming away from my father-in-law's funeral, and just seeing one of his hobbies was that he liked to do photography, and just seeing all the things that he took pictures of was really cool. And yeah, just something that just hit me hard was that tomorrow's not guaranteed. Life is short, even if it doesn't feel like it. But also, like, something that I've been struggling with is I focused way too much on trying to make things look quote unquote perfect, or at least like as high quality as I can to match, or at least try to match, the quality of YouTube creators that I follow. But I think I'm like shooting way above punching way above my limit at this. What's it called? Punching above my weight class or something like that. I think that's how the phrase goes. A lot of the content creators I follow, they have an editor. They have an editor for one thing. Maybe said editor also does the thumbnails, or maybe they have a separate person that does make thumbnails. And a lot of these creators are able to work full time, so even if they do most of the stuff themselves, they have the time to do so. All that stuff I do not have, which would be nice to have, but I don't have. So this is something that I can do to help make sure that I have stuff coming out consistently, that I'm still able to provide some sort of value. When the next video that I want to, not to say that I don't want to make these, But the next longer form video that I would like to make, it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like I'm gone for a whole month before I upload a new thing, but more, oh hey, it's almost like I haven't missed a beat, that sort of thing. So I don't know how I'm gonna condense this down into a YouTube intro. I'll try my best, but that's the whole plan. I might cut this a little bit shorter than I had intended because, yeah, the whole audio troubleshooting thing took way longer than I had anticipated. But yeah, at least get started. Maybe I can like talk about one or two things. This will help me get back into making stuff, dip my toes back in, yada yada yada. Let's just see how it goes. This might, for all I know, this might crash and burn, and it could be a horrible mistake. But I guess I won't know unless I try this. So let's give it a try. Practice videos, user content to make is always good. Exactly, because the thing that sucks is that I hate taking these breaks, but I kind of had to, and kind of like with streaming, every time I get back into making a new video, or in this case streaming, there's always something, or I feel way too slow versus when I'm more consistent. So the idea is that this should help. This should help a lot. So what I'm going to practice is, you know what, actually it probably would help if I what game am I gonna practice at? Could do I'll do what am I gonna do? So I'm between Virtual Fighter 5 Revo, Street Fighter 6, and Under Night 2. What game I want to start off in the training room? I might do. Yeah, I might do Under Night next. Or wait, when does Say of the Wolves come out? Say of the Wolves comes out. Oh, it comes out next week. Okay. Okay, I'll do Street Fighter. Say the Wolves, and that's probably going to be the game I play for a while. I'll do Under Night. Actually, hold on. Low-key, I probably should do Street Fighter. I should do Street Fighter. You know what?
Most of it's underwater now.
Decision. I'll practice in Street Fighter. would like to do Under Night eventually, because Under Night is a fun game. Free copy of City of the Wolves. Hey, that would it is quite the incentive. It is really cool that you're hosting these mini tournaments, CJ. I think it's pretty cool. Appreciate you doing it. Oh wait, maybe now I can actually. I don't know what the tribe ticket was for, but I'll take it. Okay. Correct. Okay. Cool. Why are all my games so Japanese? So, okay, so the reason behind that is, so I'm learning Japanese, and I've been learning for a while now, but like on and off. This year, I actually started to like try to take it seriously, and one of the things that I've heard, um, one of the things that I heard that makes sense is, um, two of the biggest ways, well, one of the biggest ways to really get a language that you're trying to learn is to try to immerse yourself as much as possible. Obviously, the extreme would be to move to whatever country that you're trying to learn the language from, and live there for X amount of time, because you're surrounded by the language, so you have no choice but to learn it. But I don't plan on. I mean, I do want to go to Japan, but that's not something that's feasible at this moment. So the next best option is to just have my media in Japanese. So switching my text or switching the language settings, listening to Japanese dubs with Japanese subtitles, and change my phone to the Japanese. Just like trying to do as many things as I can to be exposed to the language as much as possible, because it makes it so that I'm constantly in a learning mode, and also like making sure that I'm like actually using it. Because the funny thing about learning a language is that when you don't use it, you lose it. And it's happened to me with Spanish. Took 2 years of Spanish in high school, and I barely remember much of it until my work now, where I kind of need to use it a bit more because there are some employees that only speak Spanish, which in that case I've actually learned more Spanish in my current job than I've learned in high school. Crazy how that works. So yeah, that's the main reason. That's really why when I have the option to change my stuff to Japanese, I do so, just so that it helps with the whole learning process. It makes trying to navigate stuff a little bit slower for me, because now I have to like actually translate stuff, and there's just some things that I don't know off the top of my head, so I actually have to stop, take the time to look up what this means, and yada yada yada. But it's helping me like gain more familiarity, learn learn words easier, especially if it's like reoccurring words that you see a lot. Like the word for save is pretty universal throughout a lot of games, so you see it once, you'll see it again multiple times. Training room, different settings, it's like stuff that you see pretty commonly throughout different types of games. So just that repetition, that familiarity of seeing the same word but in different mediums kind of helps reinforce that word. I think that answers the question. I think I feel like I totally just went off in an entirely different direction. I hope that answered the question. That was a long tangent. My bad. It works especially when it's your phone and games gotta trick your brain thinking it's a survival skill. Exactly. Like if I need to navigate my phone and stuff like that, I have no choice but to know, figure out where stuff is. And it kind of helps when it's stuff that you're familiar with. Like for example, I play Street Fighter 6 in English, so I know, at least can somewhat remember where all the modes are and where different things are. So really, just switching over to Japanese, it's just replacing what I know with just replacing it with what is in Japanese. So yeah. That's the reason why I switched to Japanese as much as I can. So yeah, if you ever if if I'm ever in the lobby and I'm like trying to, why is this game running so slow? Okay, I think we're fine. Yeah, if you see me like lagging behind, when I try to hop into a lobby or whatever, it's that, yeah, that's the reason. I'm like, oh wait, I have to do this. This means that all that stuff. Um, hold on. Why is this acting weird now? Oh, why is this acting weird? Okay. Actually, I think I kind of want to have. Um, so what I want to do is I want to. I don't know. Maybe I can. Maybe I can find like a good track just to have playing in the background. Otherwise, I might just like change the just mute it and then play my own music. But let me see what I can get. I don't even know who I'm gonna play in the thing. I'll try out Cammy still. Then first stage.
Valhall Arena.
I'll just do this. Nah, I'll just play my own music. Okay. Let me try this. Okay. Okay. So I'm like trying to get all this set up. How is the? Let's see. How's the audio balance sound? Like, does everything sound okay? Nothing's too overpowering. Let me see. Oh my gosh. Okay, I think I should be fine. So what is okay? So what's new with me? Set. Okay, just normal hit. So I'm really excited. I am actually gonna be a part of someone's Bible study. So someone that's that just started coming out and is studying the Bible and everything. I got asked by a brother, actually, for long-time viewers who know Scoop on the channel, way back. So he's doing a Bible study with someone that's been coming out, and he invited me to hop in on the study, and I'm excited. I'm honestly a little bit nervous because it's been a while since I have been a part of a Bible study, and it's not even like it's something that I don't want to do. Like I love being a part of Bible studies, and it's so cool. You know, just seeing the process or the progress of, you know, someone going through the scriptures, and you know, things start to click. They start to understand stuff that they didn't understand before. Wrong one. It's really cool. So it's not like I never want to be a part of a Bible study. It's just that, and this is just honestly, it really isn't an excuse. Just lack of time made it hard to find the time to hop in on Bible studies, and there is that part of when you do study with someone, and you know, for whatever reason they decide I'm good. They walk away for whatever reason, and it could be challenging not to not to take it personal. And obviously, you shouldn't take it personal because all you're really doing is just you're showing. No, all you're doing is you're opening the Bible up to someone. You're going through it. You ask questions, and that's all it really is. So it's not like if so it's not as if people are rejecting you. It's if people don't just aren't interested in following the scriptures. Well, then it's Jesus that they're rejecting or not willing to follow. It has nothing to do with me, but to do with myself. And that's honestly, it's taken a long time to accept that, and it's true. It's absolutely true. Is nobody is forced. That's the wonderful thing about God, is that no one is forced to follow Him. Everyone has a choice to decide to follow Him or not. Everyone has a choice. That's really the thing that I'm trying to boil down. So yeah, no, I'm looking forward to being a part of this Bible study. I hope that the guy gets a lot out of it. I hope that I don't know, that at the very least, I hope that the guy gets a lot out of it. Pray that pray. Okay, I pray that when we open the scriptures with him, that he really gets a lot out of it, that he's really impacted, and that he wants to continue the studies. And I pray that for me and Gabe, that for God, that He really just speaks for us. Like, let us not come in with let's not come in with just like our opinions or what we think, what we feel, but really just go back to whatever that the majority of the study comes from the Bible. It's a Bible study. So yeah, I pray that goes well. How am I doing on time? Okay, I think I'm still good. I think I'm still good to keep going. What else do I want to talk about? So something that had happened over the weekend was I forgot. I need to. So something that happened over the weekend was that my wife and I went to Wisconsin for our church's marriage retreat, and it was the first time that my wife and I have gone to a marriage retreat. And it was really cool. We got to go to to Delavan, Wisconsin, which was not too far from Lake Geneva, and yeah, it was our first marriage retreat. Like, we'd never gone to one before. But we both got a lot out of it. Okay, cancel. Okay. But we both got a lot out of that marriage retreat weekend. I did take some notes. I know a lot of it's gonna deal with marriage, but I think there's even some stuff that I think is good even if you're not married. But let me try to think of some stuff that I took down. Communicate with your spouse. I thought this was a pretty good. I thought it was a pretty interesting opener. So one of the I guess doc questions that they opened up with is no, picture this. You go outside and say you have a neighbor that, like, they have a set routine of whatever they do on a weekend. Maybe they go out and they always are working. You have the one neighbor that has like a car that he's working on as like a project. If you got a neighbor that likes to mow the lawn at a particular time or a particular when it's like a certain temperature outside. If you got a neighbor that goes out, whatever. For if your only exposure to that neighbor is to seeing what they do, what are the preconceived notions that you can make about them without even getting to know them? No? What do people say about your marriage on the outside? If someone has never interacted with you and your wife, like, how does your life look to other people? And this isn't meant to be like this isn't meant to be like sort of like a people pleasing sort of thing, or make yourself appear one way on the outside for others to see, but more like what you do how you carry yourself and how you treat your spouse on the outside. Like, that's a reflection of what's going on in private, and you can even make the same parallels with Christianity. Like, would you say that people who don't know you, can they tell that you're a Christian? What does that look like? And honestly, that's even something that I had to wrestle with for a long time. Was I did not want to stand out. Like, I wanted to be to quote unquote fit in or whatever, like not stand out, whatever. But I mean, Jesus didn't stand out. and he was proud to let people know of his father. And so, yeah, in the same way that as Christians, like, we want to make God known, and we're not ashamed of him or anything, and we wear that proudly. How do people view our relationship with our spouses? So that was the opener. Getting to like the actual like scriptures and stuff like that. Let me see. Okay, Philippians 4 verses 4 through 7. Alright, so I wrote down that scripture. I wrote down the parts, but let's actually look at Philippians. Keep in mind, I'm reading out of the New King James Version. I like to mix it up. Sometimes we read out the New King James Version, which is what this one is. Sometimes we read out the NIV. Sometimes we read out of the ESV. I like to mix it up. I like to mix up the translations. But Philippians 4 through 7. Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I will say, rejoice. Let your gentleness be known to all men. The Lord is at hand. Be anxious for nothing, but in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. Actually, put you up here. All right. Hold on. I lost my place. So I didn't get everything that was referenced after that, but I mean, honestly, I think Philippians 4 through 7 kind of speaks for itself already. But what I had written after that, I don't know if this is like directly after this, but I have most day-to-day arguments with your spouse are stupid. And that's true. I mean, me and my wife, we don't really get into like arguments or whatever, but obviously, if you're married, you may run into disagreements. We do have this, and there are times we have disagreements and stuff, but like actual like arguments, like if you're like yelling, if you're being like petty and stuff like that, is useless. So you have a choice to either focus on the negative or to shift your thinking on how to see your spouse in a positive light, which is really good. Here I'm gonna okay, I'll jump to Galatians 6, 7 through 8. Then I'll get some more practice in. Do not be deceived. God is not mocked. For whatever a man sows, he will also reap. It was 3:8, right? Yeah. For he who sows to his flesh will of the flesh reap corruption, but he who sows to the Spirit will of the Spirit reap everlasting life. So the whole concept of sowing and reaping, when it comes to marriage, it is highly important to sow seeds of love and grace with your spouse. And again, this isn't just limited to our spouses. Like you can, I mean, in our daily lives as Christians, we're called to love our neighbors and stuff like that. But obviously, in the context of this being regarding marriage, because we are at marriage retreat. It's important to set that sow the seeds of love and grace, and it only makes whenever you may run into a disagreement with your spouse, or you may run into trouble, that you can draw upon that love and grace that you've already have been growing. Another thing that's important in marriage is to honor the giver. The giver, obviously, being God. God gave us our spouses. Like our spouse, like my wife is literally a gift from God. I did absolutely nothing to win her, to earn her. I don't deserve her at all. That's really just like the thing that we go into with any of our with any of our relationships, is that we don't deserve the person that God put in our lives. So it's really important to give thanks to God for our marriages. And one of the ways that we thank God for our marriages is to really lean onto the strengths that your spouse can give to overcome the weakness that we have. Because the funny thing about marriage is that you're taking two people that are completely different, come together to be unified, and that unity doesn't mean that you just completely just morph and just become like a weird creature of you're just morphing into one thing. Like you're still two individual people, two people that have had their own sins, different backgrounds, stuff like that, different ways of thinking, different upbringing, just taking two completely different people and then coming together. And what's nice is that in a marriage, like for me, there are things that I am able to do, I would say better, or that comes more easier for me compared to my spouse. And my wife, there's things that she can do that I can't fathom. I cannot do it. Like when it comes to planning, or when it comes to organizing a trip, she is the go-to person for that. I cannot organize. I can organize other things, but trying to plan a trip, that is like I'm so weak in that area. And there's so many other areas that I'm like not that good at. But she's good at, and vice versa. And so a really great way to honor God and to give him thanks for our marriages is to really lean into what the things that your spouse is good at, because it covers the things that we're short in. And I don't know, it's just kind of like it kind of reminds me of God in that way, because like, yeah, I my earthly flesh, I would love to be able to do everything. I like being real with y'all, I don't like asking for help. I would very much like to do everything that I can, but yeah, God's like, no, you gotta come to me. So me having to come to my spouse, come to my wife, for things that I'm not good at, it's humbling. It's really humbling. So that's +9. So can I go into... I think this leads into my next thing. Actually, I did not write this down, but yeah, I'll write it down. All right, so something that so something that I'm not sure is really talked about too much, or maybe it is, and I just haven't been really seeing it, is to making the transition to playing Street Fighter. So a little bit of background is that when it comes to fighting games, I started with 3D fighting games and Smash. Started with, earliest fighting game memory is Virtua Fighter 2, and then I played a lot of Smash Brothers from Melee up, and that was like my competitive game. Like I would play other fighting games here and there, but like during the 2000s in particular, like 3D fighting games and Smash were my go-tos. And the thing is that with 3D fighting games, you don't, for the most part, with a lot of 3D fighting games, like with Virtual Fighter, uh, outside certain characters, this is probably going to be the case for a lot of games. Outside certain characters, you don't have to do complex motions. Maybe the most complex you'll have is to do a quarter circle forward. But for the most part, a lot of stuff is just directional and you're just doing strings, which is something that I can wrap my head around. And then with Smash, the input is really simple. It's just a straightforward direction, up, side, neutral, down, and then your A or your B special, and then you just string them together to form your combos. And then with Smash, the whole goal is to knock people out of the ring. So that's something I can get, but making the move to Street Fighter has been such a hard task for me, and I always found it weird because like I could play stuff like Blaze Blue and other anime games, but the thing is, in those games you can just mash and stuff comes out. But something that really took me a long time to get used to in Street Fighter is stuff is link based. So yeah, you have target combos like this, but really a lot of your combos just come from chaining stuff together by waiting for the animation to end, and that's so hard for me. But what's even harder is trying to do different motion inputs. Trying to do a double core circle has been the bane of my existence in this game. I swear, it's been the bane of my existence. Trying to do a consistent DP, I could do it in training mode, oh, totally fine. But trying to do it in the heat of a match, I am constantly fumbling. Maybe I made the right call, but I hit the wrong button. Which that happens a few times where I kind of lose track of where my fingers are on my controller, and I accidentally hit medium when I meant to hit heavy, or vice versa. Or I was way too far over and oh wait. Oh wait, no, go back. This was right. Oh, I really messed up. I accidentally do my parry when I meant to hit my heavy. It's like there's just certain things that took me a while to get used to with Street Fighter that I still don't know if I fully have. I still have not fully grasped. And this is across multiple different controllers. Like I've made the switch. Like I started on pad. This isn't my exact pad. Mine's actually no. Let me go get it. It's not that far from me. Here, I'll go grab it. So for years, my go-to was let me unwrap this. So for years, my go-to controller was this, I guess like this generic USB Chinese Sega Saturn style 6-button controller. So before this, I would play on a PlayStation 3 controller, and that was not fun because I hated the triggers, and my triggers were specifically my L2 and R2 triggers were always broken. I swear the PlayStation 3 buttons did not feel like those were built to last. But so I definitely started on that, and then of course with Smash GameCube, I was always GameCube. But then once I wanted to sort of take fighting games a little bit more seriously, but I did not want to make the jump to stick because I didn't want to try too hard or whatever. That's when I got this, which was actually felt nice. Be able to have the buttons all laid out like this, especially for something like Street Fighter, which it is a 6-button fighter, so it felt nice. But yeah, I actually have something like this, the 8-bit do M30 Xbox edition, which is a little bit more universal for modern systems. But yeah, I've played fighting games on pad. I've played on I played on stick starting in 2020, and of course now most recently I play on leverless. I think I prefer leverless the most. I think I prefer leverless the most because the only downside with pad, even though I started with pad, and honestly I could still play pad if I wanted to, especially since it's just so easy to carry. The only downside is that since everything is thumb based versus a single player game where I can take my time and you know, I don't typically have to worry about messing up my inputs. A lot of times, and this is even with my other controller, with this controller, my thumb can just slip because the D-pad is more precise than, say, a PlayStation or Xbox stock controller, but like it's far more precise. But there's still times where like I accidentally jump when I did not mean to jump. Maybe I somehow miss an input, so, and I don't know. That's like the only reason why I haven't like stuck hard to pad, even though I do think pad is great and still has merit. I just find I like playing leverless a lot. It gives me a lot of space, allows my fingers to be all spread out, and I can use my individual fingers while not hurting my wrist like I had when I played on stick. Maybe I was just using the stick wrong. Maybe it's one of those things where you do it, the more times you do it, the more you get used to it. But at the same time, I'm very scared about getting early onset carpal tunnel. So I just like the form factor of the leverless. Yeah, I just like the form factor of this. Like I was getting physical pain playing stick and could not really play. On leverless, I can play for a long time and not have any soreness. I don't really. Um, with pad, the only thing that happens is that my hand can get cramped after a while. And this is more of an issue when I played on PS3, but those things wore out so quickly. Like, man, those things wore out really quickly. Even my GameCube, like I played a lot of Smash, and I did not play too much Melee, where the actions per minute, or actions per second, or actions per the movement in Melee, competitive Melee, is unreal. So I didn't get into competitive Melee, but I did play Brawl, Smash 4, Smash Ultimate. But even with those games, like, there's so many things that you're doing to your controller, and my stick was just worn out, I swear. Like, I wore out so many of my left analog sticks playing Smash. So I appreciate that leverless is a thing, and it is more accepted now. Wait, so that's plus 10, right? So plus 10 can lead to... Okay. So something that's really difficult for me in a game like Street Fighter is that coming off of Virtua Fighter, well, and this is the thing, I think that's like coming off of like, I'm gonna say Virtua Fighter mostly because it's a game that I had a lot of experience in. Even playing stuff like Smash, a lot of the stuff was delayable, and you can delay a lot of stuff, and it was not bad to delay stuff. Did I even switch? I didn't even switch to the game. My bad, y'all. It's like, okay, as I mentioned, so like coming from Smash and then coming from like 3D Fighter games, fighters like Virtua Fighter, something that it's really been a tough transition for me is learning how to not try. Is learning that delaying stuff doesn't work. Delaying stuff is just dropping combos, and a drop combo means something like a DI or an invincible reversal. Whereas intentionally leaving gaps or intentionally doing like delaying your attacks in like Smash or Virtua Fighter, it's more of a mix-up, or it's more of a mind game than anything. But that's not a thing in Street Fighter. Learning how, like, I legit did not understand the concept of hit confirms until I started playing Street Fighter. I think the first Street Fighter I played was Street Fighter Super Street Fighter 2 HD Turbo Remix. If I actually managed to get that name without looking it up, yay me. And I had not like doing something like this and not having enough time to confirm if it hit or not, just do the input. That was like a foreign concept for me. Like, I was just so used to like going for like simple, going for simple jabs or whatever. And I guess the closest thing you can do, at least specifically with Street Fighter 6, is it's been a while since I played the previous. It's been a while since I played 5, 4, and stuff like that. You can do stuff like jab in the throw if you time it. But like, I don't know, trying to delay stuff, that's not a thing in Street Fighter. And like, there have been so many times where I would try to delay stuff, but because I left the gap, that's considered a drop combo, and I get punished in some sort of way. So that's definitely been, it's been a hard lesson to learn. And honestly, it's one of those things where trying to play Street Fighter is so hard for me, because I love the characters. I love the characters of Street Fighter. The story, for the most part, is cool. I think it lags behind SNK storytelling a little bit because I feel like there's so much potential, but it just hasn't been tapped into yet for Street Fighter. But I enjoyed the story somewhat. But yeah, the character designs, the characters, and music and stuff like that, just the aesthetics of Street Fighter, something that I've always held in high regard. But playing it, this is so hard for me. But Street Fighter 6 is huge and is like one of the biggest fighting games still since its launch. So it's one of those things where I do enjoy Street Fighter 6. I enjoy it a lot. Even if I have my gripes with it that I just don't share online because there's enough online discourse. I do continue to enjoy Street Fighter 6. But the gameplay is so hard for me to wrap my head around. probably a big part of it is the drive system, not gonna lie. Part of it comes down to the drive system, because it really just exposes my weakness for hit confirms, but also exposes my weakness to meter management, because I'm not used to looking up here. Like, maybe, like, I'll pay attention to the time and I'll pay attention to my health, but it's so hard for me to pay attention to my drive meter. And with it being a resource that isn't something that you build towards, it's just something you have right off the gate and you just have to manage it. It is so hard. It's so difficult for me to, like, not try to spend it. Especially coming from a background of Virtual Fighter and Smash, where, again, outside of specific characters, you don't have meter management. You just have plays. So learning how to manage meter has been it's a skill. It's a skill that I definitely feel like I have lacked for a long time, and it kind of feels like I'm playing catch up, because like I've gone so long without playing games with meter. Well, really taking seriously playing games with meter, because like I said, I have played other games before, but I didn't really take them seriously. It was just like, I'll just pick them and play. But no, this is something where it's like it's really exposing so many of my weaknesses, which I'm not gonna lie, it does kind of lead to salt here and there, and I hate that. I don't like that, because I do enjoy this game. I really do. It's literally, for me, it's just skill issue. It's really just skill issue for me. For example, trying to get this quarter circle back motion is, or I guess since I'm facing this way, doing quarter circle forward, but this way is absolutely killing me. Like, I know that there are shortcuts. Like, I know that there are shortcuts for leverless, but I've always been hesitant to really rely on them too much, because the thing is, some shortcuts are game specific. Like Street Fighter 6 in particular has a lot of lax inputs where certain things just work just with how the input reader is, but won't work in KOF 15 or a lot of just SNK games. And so like the thing that I'm concerned about is learning certain shortcuts, learning the shortcuts but it be a shortcut that's not universal, that doesn't carry over to other games. So then I have a momentary lapse where if I switch a game, I don't know how to do the proper input because I've been so used to doing the shortcut for, say, Street Fighter 6. I totally didn't even realize that I was I've been like just so focused on doing this. Plus my brain's kind of fried right now. So this is probably a good time to call it. Yeah. This is essentially what Training Room Ramble is gonna be. Of course, it's gonna be a little bit more engaging. I hope to have. I'm gonna be talking a bit more. Right now, it's just kind of just focused on training. My bad. But that's the plan. The plan is to do these, to record videos of these things, splice them up, send them out. Which is, not only good for the channel, but for those that miss the stream, they can, see some of the things that was said. But yeah, I'm gonna call it here. It's been a long stream. The stream was way longer than I had intended, mainly because of all the technical difficulties that we had going on. Once again, my bad. Thank you for those that are still watching. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for helping. And yeah, just sticking around. Really means a lot. Yeah, really means a lot. As I sign out, just the reminder that I'm a Christian. I'm a gamer who's a friend to JRPGs, fighting games, platformers, and a whole bunch of other stuff like retro games, indie games, obscure games, whatever. If that sounds like your jam, feel free to follow here on Twitch. If you're watching YouTube, feel free to subscribe to the YouTube channel, where you can see a lot more stuff coming up. If you're, I don't know if this actually works, but okay. If you're looking for a non-denominational church, I'm part of a non-denominational international church. The link in Twitch will be a link to our church locator. If you're watching on YouTube, there should be a link somewhere, maybe in the description or in the About Me section that you can find. Other than that, there's all sorts of socials that you can follow. Feel free. But otherwise, that is going to be it for me. Y'all, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you for sticking around. CJ, I don't know if you're still here, but thank you so much for all your help and for sticking around. Zell and Niche Gamer, also appreciate y'all for coming by. Gonna try to do these more often, streaming, and look forward to more videos coming up. Videos of, just what was covered in the stream, but also other stuff that you can look forward to. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else, so I'm gonna take off. Hope y'all that are watching, that you have a great night. Take care. And I will see y'all next time. Peace.